Good morning, Patriots. Beautiful day here in northern Michigan today. So, a few things going on that I want to make you aware of. One, we'll start out with, True the Vote, the mules, 2,000 mules. Greg Phillips and Catherine Engelbright, they're being sued by this Konak for defamation. Apparently, the lefty loons were able to drag Catherine and Greg in front of a far left radical judge who was really nasty. Ivory Hecker sat through, I think that's her name, sat through the complete court case, and she had an update on it. And just listening to what she witnessed, I mean, it was horrible. And the judge just shut them down, wouldn't listen to anything, demands that they give up their informants, which is going to put these people at risk. And Greg and Catherine, I don't think they're going to do it, but the judge said, you got till Monday or I'm having you arrested. So, federal marshals are going to show up Monday and put them in prison because of this radical leftist loony judge if they don't give up their source. And I don't think they will. I wouldn't. Screw them. And it sounds like the FBI, I think the FBI is in the background here because they're working against us. Maybe not some of the field agents, but definitely the jackasses in Washington. Remember, these aren't these administrations like the FBI. We don't elect these people. People like Obama and Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden and the lefty loons have been able to co-opt these agencies over the years and stack them with their people. And I mean, they're nothing more than the Gestapo. I mean, look what they've did to Trump. I mean, no president's ever had their Bill. They went through all the records that have vanished from Barack Obama and Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. Remember 30,000 emails that she was under indictment to turn over. She bleach pitted them. Nothing happens to them people. And Trump did nothing wrong. And Bill Clinton and Obama have lost way more documents than Trump ever did, and yet they raid Trump's house. I mean, we're living in scary times, my friends. This is the world that George Orwell warned us about. So that's that on that. So let's pray for Catherine and Greg. Remember to keep your foot on the accelerator as far as getting your friends and family out to vote, unless they vote for communist. If they want to save this country and bless their children and grandchildren with the America we love and know, you better tear down this administration. And the way you do that is you get out a week from Tuesday and you vote for every freaking Republican on the board. That's real simple. The JFK Democrats no longer exist. It's the Communist Democrat Party of America, and if you vote for a Democrat, you're voting for a communist that hates this country and wants to destroy it. Period. It looks like Russia is mobilizing 87,000 troops with another 100,000 following up that are finishing training, and they will keep adding troops because they're not going away. And so if we send a multinational force into Ukraine, know that it is going to be World War III. Just the facts of life, my friends. Humanity doesn't have a stellar history when it comes to keeping the peace. And there's not been a weapon in our arsenal that humanity hasn't used on one another to kill each other with, right? From catapult to crossbow to modern howitzers and thermonuclear weapons, from burning arrow to thermonuclear weapon. And don't think that nukes will be any exception. It's just a matter of time. And hopefully that will be the last war of humanity. And don't think that everybody's going to die, folks. I mean, there's 7 billion people in the world. Hundreds of millions will die, maybe 2 billion. That leaves 5 billion people on this planet to rebuild it. And then maybe humanity will have learned their lesson at that point. But, I hate to be the doomsdayer guy here, but everybody's pushing this frickin' war with Russia. And I'm going to tell you, Tucker Carlson had a great, I'm glad I thought about this. In my community post, I shared a Tucker Carlson video that one of our community members shared with me. and it's a short video, but really worth a watch. And my understanding was we have 25 days of diesel, but we're restocking, so we're not shorter than 25 days of diesel. So if something in the system breaks, we're going to run out of diesel. But Tucker Carlson says, no, we've got 25 days of diesel, and we're going to run out. That's a little different than my understanding, but 25 days from now, if diesel runs out, the world shuts down in our part of the world, in the Western Hemisphere. So watch that video and see what you think. But we got to get out the vote. We've got to win massive on Tuesday, November 8th. The radical left is putting out a bunch of hit ads on Matt DePerno. Don't believe it. It's all garbage. If you want to know who the bad actor is, look at Dana Nessel's record. She is a low-life piece of shit. Excuse my language. I have no respect for that woman. But in Tucker's video that I was just talking about, he mentions how Putin, and I get this, they do not like this woke. They are a moral social society, the Russians. They're Christian Orthodox. We share a lot of history with them in our Christian roots, right? And in our beliefs in the Christian Judeo society, in the nuclear family, and the biblical marriage between man and woman, right? We wouldn't be here if we don't, keep our race going. And this moral decay in the West, with like Dana Nessel, a drag queen in every school, the woke military and stuff, it's offensive like you would not believe. Not only to me, but to the Russians, to the people in the Middle East. And so if you want to build a coalition against America, start pushing this evil crap on the world, which is what's happening. And Putin, Tucker brought up in the video, he ain't having it. And I guarantee you, the Muslim community is not having this stuff. I'm an American. I have a family member that's gay, and I figure each to their own. But it's went beyond that to teaching it as it's just a normal way of life to go in and tell your child in school without your permission that he can be the opposite sex. And are you sure you're really a boy? Maybe you're a girl. And I'm going to tell you the fall of this great nation, the moral decay, is just we've got to turn it around, folks, or God is going to judge this country like He did Sodom and Gomorrah. I know a lot of people out there, maybe you're not believers. Well, I'm going to tell you what. I've had people tell me, well, I don't believe in God. My answer is always, well, tell them that when you meet Him, because every tongue will confess and every knee will bow. And I'm hoping we can put off the apocalypse for another century. But if we don't win big on November 8th, I'm convinced, I can see the Gog-Magog thing, Turkey, Russia. Do me a favor and read 2 Chronicles 7:14. Just look it up and read it. If we turn to God, God will save this nation. So I pray for revival. But I get Putin, this globalist movement, this one world government, where it's a immoral world. That's unacceptable. And Putin would use nuclear weapons in the Middle East and destroy the world before they would ever live in that world. I believe that to be true. I definitely know the Shiite Twelvers would, the ones running Iran. But there are some positive things. There was a girl in Iran that was murdered for wearing the head covering, or she didn't refused to cover her head, which Iran, if you looked at Iran maybe back in the 50s, it was like going to vacation in a Western, any place in America. I mean, people were free. Blue jeans, T-shirts, didn't have to cover their head. And then the totalitarian religious zealots took over the country, and, here we are. But they've had enough of it, and there's a lot of rioting in Iran. So it's always hard when you're not an armed society to take over the government. They want that power to control you like serfs. And I don't believe. They have guns in Iran. I guess I'm not familiar with their gun rights, but I'm going to assume the people don't have guns unless they're in the military, but hey, maybe I'm wrong. So that's it. Let me know what you think. But, I'm still reeling with this thing that Tucker Carlson, who, seems to really do his research. Unless I understood that video wrong, he's saying we're out of diesel fuel in 25 days. He made the video yesterday, so that means 24 days. Where I'm thinking we just have enough production ability to keep things going with a day-to-day with a 25-day reserve, which isn't good either, by the way. And I listened to somebody as far as our petrol reserves right now. It's the lowest it's been since dinosaurs roamed the earth, or something to that effect. So it really is critically low. And we had, that America First energy policy under Trump. Everything Trump, I just get so pissed off at people that dislike Trump, not because of his policies, because they don't like his attitude. Well, tough shit, to be honest. What do you care if he's an asshole? If he's doing right for the country? Seriously. You want a guy that doesn't know which way to leave the podium? The hair sniffing pervert that's leading us down the road to ruin. He's a puppet for the Obama administration that I believe is still intact behind the scenes. I don't get that. And if you've met people from New York, they're pretty full of themselves. And there's a lot of, bellicose, speech. They're full of themselves. Trump's no exception. Nothing strange for that part of the world. And he just did so right. He never took a dime of the presidential pay, folks. Gave it all to charity. Helps people out all the time. They never broadcast those stories. Complete strangers. Look at his family. Look at Joe Biden's son and his dysfunctional, evil cult family, whatever the hell you want to call them. And then look at President Trump's. I met somebody one day and they said something to me. He goes, well, I didn't care about Trump. I didn't have to look any further than his family. And I seen how wonderful his kids were, and that's why I voted for him. That was their motivation for voting for Trump. But November 8th is really a showdown at OK Corral, and the good guys got to win. So get out and vote. Do your part. Get your yard signs out. If you're driving down the road and you see some of the Republican signs bent over from the wind or knocked down, stop your car and put them back up. Take you a few minutes, right? Do everything you can do, okay? That's it. I will see you later. God bless Patriots. Keep the faith. Keep moving forward. Remember, we never surrender. We never retreat. Sun's out.